Hi, I'm Cecile Blucker. I'm the Director for the Division of Children and Family Services, and we want to welcome you to this great event. There's little drops falling here, so this is in celebration of National Adoption Month, and I'm very excited about the theme of this year's National Adoption Month. Last year it focused on siblings. This year it focuses on the adoption of older youth that are currently in foster care. And the theme is, we never outgrow the need for family. And I think all of us can understand that. And the theme this year calls attention to our nation's population of older youth in foster care who need loving, permanent families. When you look at the youth in foster care compared to their peers, many youth in foster care face those higher rates of poor outcomes, such as dropping out of high school, unemployment, and homelessness. And despite these challenges, research on positive youth development confirms that children and youth have the ability to overcome these traumatic experiences and thrive in adulthood when they're connected to a strong, permanent support system. When you look at the adoptions, we finalized 711 adoptions last year that we found forever families for. And through October, we've adopted, there's been 240 more finalizations, and we're anticipating 50 during the month of November. So I think we need to applaud those efforts of the staff within DCFS, both adoption and foster care staff, those foster parents who have elected to adopt, those adopt-only families, CASA, the roles of the court, everyone that has a part in finding a forever family. You're to be applauded for the efforts that we've had this year. But I think one of the staggering statistics for us is that if you look at of the 600 children that are legally free for adoption, not those that have a goal of adoption, but are legally free, can move to a new family, 28% of those children are between the ages of 10 and 13, and another 21% are between the ages of 14 and 17. So 49% of our children that are legally free for adoption are above the age of 10, and their average length of stay in the foster care system has been 4.6 years. And when you look at those adoption numbers, if you take those 711 adoptions that finalized in 2015, only 12% of those were for 10 to 13 years of age, compared to 28% who were available for adoption, and 7% were adopted that were ages 14 to 17, compared to 21% of the children being adopted. So there is a huge need to find permanency for the children that are older in our system. And when you talk to the youth, they will tell you you should consider teenagers, because they will tell you that there are no nighttime feedings, there are no dirty diapers, and there's no potty training, and there's no bottles. And so there's a lot of advantages to the youth being adopted. And so we want to see more families come forward that have the interest in this age group. These youth deserve to have the same thing as those little ones in foster care. They deserve a family, they need a connection. And as we said, you may not be able to foster, maybe you don't want to adopt, but you can be there to be that lifelong connection for youth, because that in itself will make a huge difference for the youth who are leaving the system. We've had 204 children that aged out of the foster care system, and of those, 63% of those children were 18 years. The rest have elected to kind of stay in and finish school, but 63% leaving when they turn 18 is a staggering number, and they left without permanent connections. And so the challenge is for us to really appreciate and embrace those youth that are in foster care, and let's find permanency for those children. I want to again welcome everyone to this event, and I'd like at this time to introduce our Honorable Judge Joyce Warren.